Hello and welcome to another session at the month of Copilot, curated by the Copilot Connection. First of all, I want to thank Kevin and Zoe again for the great opportunity to conduct a few sessions myself about Copilot. And in today's episode, I will be talking about how a lack of data governance is slowing down the Copilot for Microsoft 365. But let's take a look into the agenda. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself really quickly before going into the topic and show you why data governance is so important. And the third part of the agenda is that I will dive deep into the biggest success factors of data governance in terms of Copilot. And I've got also some tips about the hands-on realization and have also prepared a little demo for you because I know that data governance is a really dry topic and I'd like to lighten that up a little bit. So, a few words about myself. My name is Fabio Bonolo. I am a Microsoft 365 consultant, and I'm working in the industry since 2020. In my actual job role, I work as a consultant, delivering workshops and building collaboration platforms around M365, also being a project manager and a Scrum Master, as well as helping Microsoft by being a Microsoft Partner Manager. So I am directly at the source. Also, I do have my own blog. You see my website below, fabiobonolo.com. So I write my blog about Copilot as well as conducting different sessions as a speaker. Last but not least, I am currently studying for a master's degree in business and IT consulting. So enough about me. Let's dive into the topic. And now I want to talk about why data governance is so relevant. So I want to do a quick introduction to the topic. In a data-driven world, the quality of the data is crucial for the success of any AI technology, not just Copilot. But Copilot can ground in data from the web as well as in your own M365 database. And here the quality of data is crucial for the performance of Copilot. But what happens when the underlying data doesn't meet the standards, when duplicates, inconsistencies, and outdated information are the norm rather than the exception? The answer is simple. Copilot gets bogged down and doesn't perform well. Like a race car on a bumpy road, a Copilot cannot reach its full potential if the data quality is poor. Also, when companies neglect the data management, they risk not only the integrity of their data, but also the performance of AI tools like Copilot, which, as I said, rely on that data. The rushed introduction of Microsoft Teams during the COVID-19 pandemic is a good example, or may I say a bad example, of the importance of data governance. When the world shifted to remote work, we all can remember that really good. I myself can remember it really good. Many companies they implemented Teams, as I say, to the best of their knowledge, but often without the governance strategies. They lacked lifecycle management, a meaningful archiving strategy, clear guidelines, resulting in chaos for many organizations. The too rapid rollout led to a flood of teams and channels, uncontrolled content, everybody could do what they want, and ultimately to a difficult to manage environment and also to major cleanups. And it's time to get a grip on data chaos and create a solid foundation for the future of the digital workplace. Because only with strong data governance, we can ensure that Copilot delivers on his promises and leads us into a more efficient and productive era. But why data governance? Copilot for Microsoft 365 is a powerful tool that helps employees save hours generating, summarizing, and searching for content. However, for Copilot to function effectively, it requires high quality data. And this is where data governance plays a crucial role, as high quality data management is the absolute basis for enabling the race car to drive on a racetrack. Here are the three most important aspects, in my opinion, of why good data governance is crucial for the use of Copilot. The first one is the quality control, because systematic data ensures that the data Copilot uses is reliable, accurate, and also up to date. This is essential for the AI to provide precise analysis and suggestions. Essentially, it requires a new automated form of data quality management. The second one is compliance, because we are living in a world of strict data protection laws. And therefore, proper data management ensures that that data processed by Copilot meets legal requirements. Additionally, employees should only see what they are allowed to see. I will come back to that part later. The third one is data culture, because strong data governance fosters a culture within the company that recognizes and leverages the value of data. Every employee must understand why a high data quality is so important so that they can use Copilot effectively with the right change management and with the right culture change. We can ensure that employees not only understand, but also enjoy contributing to a good data quality. Now, I'd like to link this topic or the basics of the data governance to Copilot. What does it do? The higher the data quality, the better are the generated responses from Copilot. Also, I talked about the security aspects of the data protection, because Copilot finds content that the user cannot find manually if Copilot is allowed to. So the permission structure and the data protection is really, really important. And what's also not to underestimate is that Copilot learns and grows with your data. So as you know, or probably know, Microsoft doesn't train its LLM with your data, but your Copilot in your tenant can grow and learn from your data. That's why maintenance of the data, that the data maintenance is so important. Now let's dive into the biggest success factors of a good data management or a good data governance. The first one is data strategy. The second one is labels and classification. And the third one, the most important one, in my opinion, is the lifecycle management. So in these success factors, I will do a deep dive on each one of them, so you can understand what lies behind those three success factors. The first one is the data strategy, where the data analysis acts as the basis for a good strategy. So first of all, select members for a data governance group. These members should be from various departments to ensure a broad perspective and also engagement. This team should be responsible not only for the analysis of the data, but also for the development and the enforcement of the culture and the data government guidelines that you will provide with this strategy. Then, when you have these members together, start with a technical inventory of all data sources and data types. So you should know where your data lies and if SharePoint or M365 does have all the data needed. Tools like ShareGate can assist you with this. And then, last but not least, Analyze how a broad selection of your employees currently uses data. So how do they store data? How do they collaborate on it? How do they delete or archive data? So you have to understand the flow of work in terms of data. Then, when we are talking about developing a data governance strategy, you should, create a strategy that defines goals, policies, standards, and also procedures for data management. And in this context, I identified three key aspects that are particularly important. First, on the top, you see that the definition of uniform data standards is one topic, or is also essential. You can or you should define formats, terminologies, so a name convention, and classifications, example in the forms of metadata or tags. Second is mastering data management that plays, a central role in ensuring that all business areas have access to accurate and up-to-date information. Therefore, you should implement a lifecycle management into your data, such as an automated data lifecycle as well as an archiving solution. I will come to that point later on in this session. Third, a clear assignment of roles and responsibilities for data maintenance is crucial to guarantee a good data culture and quality. Define data owners that are responsible for the quality and internal champions who carry knowledge about data into the company and who act as multipliers within your organization. Now, when we developed a data strategy, we come to the second success factor. And here we have to look at data governance from two sides. The first side is data security. Here we are talking about sensitivity labels and data loss prevention policies so that sensitive data is labeled. This is the red part on the left. And on the, and Copilot also, that's also really important to know. Copilot inherits those labels and can act accordingly by the user's permission. Also, as I told in the beginning, you should take a look into your permissions structure. The second point of view on the right side, the blue parts, is the data quality, which we will dive deep in today. In this part, we are talking about tags and the lifecycle management of data. And now let's take a look into that topic. So, proper labeling and a classification of data are essential components of an effective data governance. Here, we talk about metadata and tags inserted into your documents. To explain it in simple terms, labeling assigns tags to data, while classification categorizes data, making it easier to analyze and to manage. This structured data classification supports the search and retrieval of information, and therefore helping Copilot's performance and also the Copilot's efficiency, of course. The metadata it can be standardized or be flexible, so in terms of the free text choices. On the other side, we have retention policies. So retention policies is the way to implement a lifecycle management. The idea is to implement an automated data management. So for example, you can apply a retention policy that when a document was last edited 2 years ago, it will be deleted or archived automatically without the necessity of building a Power Automate flow. Now, let's do again the link to Copilot. As I said before, the Copilot inherits the security settings. So only data with the highest restrictions, with the highest labels and classifications will be displayed by Copilot, inheriting the user's permissions. Also, the data quality is so important because duplicates and old data that can irritate Copilot. So you can, if you are prompting really well, you can you can ship it around a little bit, but Copilot uses the information that is given by him through your prompts and through the data available. So all data duplicates, they irritate Copilot. And also, it recognizes the tags and the metadata. So this can be leveraged while prompting. So now we were in the theoretic part of data governance. I'm sorry if the topic is a little bit dry. Let's go on with some hands-on tips and tricks about the realization. So what's the journey to your data governance? So how do you make your data fly? So we have 6 steps, which begins with the data analysis that I explained before. Also, after the data analysis, you should develop the data governance strategy, looking at those 3 success factors that I told you before. And then you should implement the labels and the classifications. Now, this is the part that we looked into it. Now, which tools should we use, or on what should we base our strategy? In my point of view, I think SharePoint plays a crucial role in ensuring high data quality, which is essential, as we've talked about before, is essential for Copilot's optimal functionality. By centralizing data in SharePoint, you can create a unified view of your information. Besides the classic document libraries where Office documents like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and also PDFs are stored, SharePoint lists are perfect for collecting and organizing information, greatly simplifying data organization. But Copilot, that's an actual limitation. You should know that Copilot doesn't retrieve SharePoint lists. So here you should be, you should look into what data you store in SharePoint lists. So that's a limitation you should be aware of. SharePoint also supports content archiving, so removing redundant or outdated data that could otherwise impede Copilot's performance. And so that's one point. So SharePoint as the database for Copilot for Microsoft 365 is one crucial point. The second one, or the next step, is you should have a tool for this whole topics like labels, lifecycle management, tags, etc. Also, if your organization has a particularly large amount of data, such a tool becomes quite indispensable. So why should you do such a tool, and what tool should be good? Because with such a tool, you can ensure that your data remains current and relevant, while you also meet compliance requirements, which is also really, really important, as I told in the beginning. And the Microsoft Purview data management solution, this is one of it. And in my opinion, it is a very good solution because it allows you to effectively manage the data in your SharePoint environment directly, because it monitors the entire life cycle of the content. So this helps you quickly identify and preserve important content while automatically deleting no longer needed data or content or documents to minimize risks and liability for you. And in a few minutes, I will show you this tool, which is, by the way, integrated into the Microsoft Admin Center. I will show it to you in the demo. And the last step of your journey is, the change adoption and the curating of the data culture. Because as I previously mentioned, with the right change management, you can lead employees into a new data culture where they can make a significant contribution to a sustainable data quality. Engage every individual, communicate the why, be prepared for fears and resistance, and turn even the biggest critics into advocates. Ensure that knowledge about proper data curation is widespread through the champions, and and also deep within the company. You can to do that you can, for example, offer roadshows and workshops, and also you should establish regular quality checks to ensure that the effectiveness of your data governance strategy. So now, a quick introduction to the Microsoft Purview data governance solutions. So here in this solution, you have the possibility to do the information protection, so the security aspect of data. These are the labels and retention, data loss prevention policies, etc. And also you have the data lifecycle management tool integrated in Microsoft Purview. And the good thing about this, you see it on top, it is included in the Microsoft Business Premium license. So you do not have to purchase the expensive E5 licenses if you are an SME, for example. So you can leverage these solutions right from the business premium licenses, of course, and you don't have the advanced security settings or labeling settings, but for the main points in terms of data governance, you have these solutions included. So now we are here and ready to do a quick demo. I will share my screen really quick. Just have to make sure that I choose the right one. Okay. Now you should be able to see my personal admin center from Microsoft 365. And I'll take my mouse here really quick. It's maybe a little bit better. So we are in the Microsoft 365 admin centers. And I put out the other admin centers, security, compliance, etc. And the Microsoft Purview portal is nothing else than the compliance admin center. So I've got it here already open. So when I switch into Microsoft Purview, this is the compliance manager or compliance admin center. And now what we want to have a look to is here into the solutions. We have these things here. We have the data loss prevention, so the whole security part of labeling or the data loss prevention policies. And here we have the data lifecycle management. I want to go into that really, really quick. So here I can create and manage retention policies. So for example, I say here I want to create a new policy. Let's say last edited is the name. All documents that have been last edited 2 years ago should be automatically deleted. So I go next. Here you see a limitation, for example. Here you have an E5 license required, but you can do it in a static, easy way. So here we have the settings. Here I can choose which data should or to which data this retention policy should apply. So here I want to say I just want the SharePoint sites. I don't want email boxes, Exchange mailboxes, or OneDrive accounts or Microsoft groups. group mailboxes or things like that. But here you see that it is extended. So we are not only talking about documents, but we are also talking about emails. We are talking about sites. We are talking about channel messages, chat messages, Copilot interaction, etc. So you can extend this lifecycle management solution not only to documents. But I say that I want only enhance the SharePoint sites. So I go here. So retain. Now I can decide if you want to retain content or delete it. So here you have some topics around the legal requirements. So for example, retain items for a specific period. I can change. I can choose. And here I can say when items were created. No, because my label or yeah, my retention policy should tell, or as I said in the description, I wanted to have when items were last edited or modified. So I can say what is the action, delete items automatically or do nothing. I want to delete it automatically, of course. So let's go again. Good. Items that are currently older than 7 will be deleted automatically. No, I want to say 2 years. I say custom. I say 2 years. Next. And submit. Now maybe should an error come on, but because I have some issues with my licenses, but maybe it will work. Let's have a look. So it's still submitting. Yeah, that worked. So you successfully created a retention policy. I'm done. So every document in a SharePoint site or list, which is edited more than 2 years ago, will be automatically deleted. So that's the data lifecycle management solution that I talked to you before. And the third thing that I want to show you is the information protection. So here we are talking about the metadata or the labels that I do to protect my informations for unauthorized, I don't know the word really exactly, I'm sorry, unauthorized get to from a user. So I create a label. It's really simple. So it's no coding required. I can say, for example, it is highly confidential is the label. Highly confidential is the label. It's by default, it is highest. You can change the priority afterwards, that after you created this label. So this data is only for permitted users like the management. So I copy this, put this here in the same. I can say this is where do I have red, burgundy, because it's crucial, right? So I take a red big color. And now, so also here, I can say where should or what is the scope of this label? So do I want files? Do I want emails? Do I want group sites, etc.? And I just say, I just want files. This one, emails. Groups inside, I don't want to apply this label. And here I can configure, when the label is applied to or what it should do. So I want just to control access, because what such a label, sensitivity label, can do is that you can add watermarks, for example, or headers or footer into the document. But I don't want to do that. I just want to control the access. Here I have to configure assign permissions. No. Use the content expire. No. Allow offline access also. So you have some advanced settings that you can do to your sensitivity label. Next, I must assign permission to elite one group. Okay, assign permissions. Yeah, now I want to assign it to a user. So I want to assign this to the user here. Save. Yeah, that's a little bit a little bit hide it. So I have overseen that. But yeah, so I added the users where this label should apply to. I don't want to do auto labeling in this part. Yeah, next. Because here I can do settings for groups inside. So if I had chosen to apply these labels also to groups and sites, I could do here some advanced setting on those parts. So next, I have everything here, create the label. Let's have a look at the submitting and creating. So I can only take a few hours as usual. And we should be done shortly. Come on. Ah, yeah, rights management is not active for the tenants. So as I said, I have some license issues. I don't know. I'm global admin, so I don't know what's happening here, but that's the way to do the label. Yeah. So that's that for a demo. Of course, you can reach out to me through LinkedIn or through my webpage if you have any questions, if you want to make a deep dive within that topic, but that's that for the demo. So we have reached also the end of the session with this demo. Thank you very much that you stayed on. I hope that you have gained one or two takeaways that you maybe can use in your daily work, or maybe that you can show to your management in order to develop a data governance strategy. Yeah, of course, don't forget to subscribe to Copilot Connection. Here you have the information provided. Also, thank you very much again. And yeah, I wish you a good day or good evening wherever you are. Have a good one. Until the next time. Bye.